Thank you for connecting. My name is Lori, and I form part of the PSP High Performance team supporting you and our community. This particular class is a little different than a traditional yoga class where you settle into and hold various asanas or yoga postures for periods of time. This is a Vinyasa Flow or a Yoga Flow class where we really focus on the journey between postures or asanas in hopes of kind of recruiting strength, endurance, balance, discipline, and flexibility in that journey. So before we get started, what I'm going to do is just go over some of the tools, some of the cautions, and then I'll go over some of what we can expect to see during the 16.5-minute yoga flow routine. So first of all, the tools. What you'll need is a non-slip surface, or in this case, I have a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can use a carpet, and all else fails, you can use your runners just to make sure that you're nice and secure and safe on the ground. My preference is to actually have bare hands and bare feet because it really does help you feel grounded during the yoga class. So I'm actually sitting on a yoga block. If you have a yoga block, I encourage you to grab that now and have a seat on it so that you feel your sits bones right on the base of the yoga block and your spine is nice and tall. If you don't have a yoga block, that's okay. There are a couple of things that you probably have at home, like a pillow or a towel or a blanket that you can roll up and put under your knees or support you in any way that you need during the yoga flow. We'll be spending quite a bit of time on our knees, so you might want to have your blanket or your towel well positioned to provide that kind of softness for your knees. So we've got the yoga mat, the block, the pillow, or the towel blanket. Those are your props. In terms of this class, it's really intended for an apparently healthy population. What that means is if you experience any dizziness or breathlessness, or you feel any discomfort or pain, please stop, modify what you're doing to honor the physical injury, so that means protecting it. And if modifications aren't available to you, simply come back to home base, which is how I'm sitting right now, and focus on the quality of your breathing for 16 minutes, which will be really, really good and restorative for you anyway. So let's go through the Yoga Flow series. So just to give you an idea, I'm going to be typically doing sets of 3. Some be guided by breath, and some not. Some I'm just trying to go as slow as I possibly can to really enjoy the journey between the poses. I'm choosing YouTube. Why? Because sometimes the flow is hard to get the first time around. So this allows you to pause and replay certain portions of the Vinyasa flow so that you can learn it before moving on to the next kind of groupings of movement. So let's get into the instruction. We're going to be doing 3 breaths like this, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, nice and tall on your yoga block, right into the base of the spine. 3 breaths, trying to pull it right down in behind the belly button so you feel your belly button moving out and in on the breath, as well as your sides. After that, we'll take a hand down to the side for balance. 3 repetitions, bringing the arm up and down. Each time we bring it up, we try and extend a little bit further and even maybe past the midline where you're placing balance on that other arm. So 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. Next, we'll be doing an upper body Vinyasa flow where we'll reach up, that's an inhale, paint halfway, that's an exhale, open up through the chest, that's an inhale, and lowering down to the ground, rolling those shoulders away, and soft gaze, that's an exhale. 3 times around. Then we'll come onto our knees and our hands into something called table. So Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Moving into cat-cow. So cat is when you tuck the tailbone under, lower the head, pull the belly button into the lower back through the body. Cat, that's an exhale. Coming up through table, uncurl the tailbone, reach the head out of the chest, that is cow, 3 times around. Then we'll move into child's pose, where the knees go wider, the big toes touch, hands extended in front, trying to lower the forehead to the mat. Child's pose. If you can't do that, this is what the pillow is for, or the yoga block to prop it underneath your forehead. This will be the beginning of another small flow. We'll move from child's pose to table, trying to push the earth a little bit forward, or the body weight a little bit forward, just to warm up the wrists. So 3 sets, child's pose table times 3, and then we'll move into down dog. Down dog is a very complex posture. There's a lot going on. So you want to push the earth away at a 45-degree angle, where the hands are placed about shoulder width apart. The hands and the pad of the hand, the fingers and the pad of the hand are doing the work. They're pushing the earth away. So you're essentially driving the body weight up the spine into the hips. The hips are coming over top of the heels, and the heels are trying to descend into the mat. You'll see this when I do the flow. So some of the sequences will involve coming onto one knee, and that's where you might want to use the towel. So I'll go through it nice and slow as I can. I will be playing some music for my own benefit. However, it probably won't be loud enough for you to hear. So here's where you can personalize this vinyasa. You can either play no music for the next 16 and a half minutes, or find a piece of music or pieces to take you 16 and a half minutes that give you a sense of calm. So we're going to set up for the flow. Again, very little instruction from me during the flow. I hope that this instruction has set you up for success. And so we'll get right back to you with the actual flow. Three breaths. Inhale, exhale. Again. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time. table. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, neutral spine. Child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Finding down dog. Take your time. Add down dog to the flow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Next flow. Taking our time, nice and slow. Bringing this leg forward. Drop the hips. Hand under the shoulder, reach. Move the foot. Rolling plank. into child's pose, coming back down the other side of the flow. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Coming back down further, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. You have a pillow. Moving into modified child's pose. Head on the pillow. Take the arms. Flip them over. 3 breaths. Three breaths the other side. Namaste. Thanks again for connecting. My name is Lori. I form part of the PSP High Performance team supporting you and our community. It's not easy staying active and motivated in the current circumstances. It's my hope that we are able to help keep things fresh for you so that you can be fit, not only professionally, but for your family. I look forward to hearing your feedback, and thanks for connecting.